Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy and we're back in again here today to finish off the second half. And this is the second part of the second half. We're going to try this again because the first time I did this a few minutes ago, yeah. Anyways, on with the show. So if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Good to see you again. So this is the Glenmorangie Mini Flight. These are 100 milliliter bottles. Today we're going to be talking, on this part, we're going to be talking about the Quinta Ruban 14-year bourbon and port cask. So not only bourbon, but now we're doing the wine port cask. Hey, focus. There we go. Where was I? Oh yes, so this is a finished Scotch. It is a 14-year. So 10 years of maturing in American oaks and finished for 4 years in ruby port pipes. I've heard of casks, I've heard of butts, I've heard of a few other types of deals, but I don't think I've heard of a pipe. I'm gonna have to look that up. That was weird. But this is only 100 milliliter. I explained a lot more about that in the first video with the 12. But this bottle, this 14-year-old, out the door would cost Mr. Randy $65. Okay, so I mean, it's now becoming something that's very viable for a future review. There is one kind of hitch up later on. We'll get to that one, but let's go ahead and get on with the show here. So the 14-year-old is a finished Scotch, 10 years in American oak, 4 years in the ruby port pipes. At least that's what they state originally or officially on the website. It's got a deep darkness to it. It's got like a deep, kind of like a dark chocolate. It's got sort of like a dark chocolate sort of mellow sweetness. I guess I could pull some nuts and pepper out of there, but mainly it's just like that deep port, that like dark chocolate and like sort of lower end sweetness, like sort of sour apples. Not light and crisp, definitely dark, sweet, and mellow. It's very nice. Let's get on the palate. Now, ooh, yes, very nice indeed. That's very nice. Now, Mr. Randy is a lover of wines, and port wine, if done correctly, is a beautiful thing. And then you take that barrel that wine came out of, and you put this whiskey in it. Thank you, Scotland. Beautiful thing. This is a 46%, and it doesn't quite hit like a 46, but definitely more than a 43. That might not mean a lot to any of you who are bourbon drinkers and not Scotch drinkers. If you're a bourbon drinker and you're trying to figure out what kind of Scotch to drink, take a look through my channels and look at my videos. There's a few Scotch out there that definitely drink like a bourbon. I think I may have said that this one would be a good choice, McLean's Nose. If you're a bourbon drinker looking to get into Scotch, I'm going to make a whole video about maybe like 5 bottles to try if you're a bourbon lover and you want to get into Scotch. Let us know in the comments your opinions and suggestions for that. I'll start putting that list together. So on the palate, you're getting malt, and it's like a nice dance of malt, citrus, and like that dark chocolate and mint, sort of on the like a tinge on the background. Yeah, that's kind of weird. It's like it's mint. I don't know if it's a peppermint or like a spearmint. It's kind of odd because it's all melding and dancing: citrus, the malt, the mint, the chocolate. It's a very nice palate. Let's go ahead and get in the finish. Ooh, that's very nice. It's nice. Nice. Unfortunately, that $65 is above Mr. Randy's ceiling price point that I've pinned down, but we're getting there. We're getting there, people. Listen, we're getting there. We're going to get to that point where the whole sort of bracket is going to be advanced forward, and I'm not sure if I'm going to bump it up to 70 or if I'm going to push it up to 80, because there's quite a lot of whiskeys out there that are in that $60 to $70 range. I'm sorry, I'm working on the finish while I talk about some other things. It's very warming finish. So there's a lot of whiskeys out there, really good whiskeys between 60 and 70. As I understand it, not a whole lot that goes from 70 to 80, but then between 80 and 100, you got quite a lot that wants to get up in there. Those are some really, really good classic stuff in there. So we're working our way up. Right now it's still at 60. So that this bottle, like I said, was $65. It is $65 out the door for Mr. Randy. So it just does cross that line, but I'm thinking about opening up and relaxing that restriction maybe to 70 really here soon, so we can start enjoying a little bit better scotch than you can under 60. So that finish is really nice. You still have just a little bit of a ghost of a heat in the very back of the throat. Overall, I think it's sort of an evolutionary whiskey where the nose is good, the palate's a little bit better because you get a little bit more characters. Then that finish comes in and it kind of gives you a little bit of both. It kind of like validates both the nose and the palate. So it's just a little bit better. So it's kind of like an evolutionary. So what would my score in? My score on this, taken with a grain of salt and a caveat that this is not a full bottle review, and I will do a full bottle review as soon as it's able. I'd have to say that this would probably be a lot better on the full review. I want to give it a strong 3 out of 5. Again, I expect that score to go up once I get the full bottle review, because it does seem like there's a few little things, a few characteristics in that bottle that may need more than just 50 milliliters of space to open up, and a little more time than just a couple of weeks. And as I get to know that whiskey, I'm pretty positive that it will gain a little bit more. It might even push up to a weak 4 out of 5. But for today, the 14-year-old is going to be a strong 3 out of 5. My fair price, I feel like that's not appropriate for this type of simulated mini review. And it's a mini flight review, but I'm going to say, yeah, we'll skip that. I don't think that's appropriate for this one. But would I buy this again? I have considered buying the whole thing again, just so I can have it again without having to go over my price point. I could probably buy 2 of these if they still even have them. If they have another one, I'm probably likely to pick one up for less than $30. If you see one of these for less than $30, you should pick it up, especially if you've never had these. Okay, so yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. You have a good one.